Alright, so I'm having the first espresso of the day and I'm here at Večerka in Brno where our friend Tommy, who is a skilled barista and also co-owner of the place, will explain, prepare and show you all the espresso drinks on the menu. So check it out. We'll break down all espresso drinks into two categories, black coffee and milk coffee. In black coffee we will talk about single espresso, double espresso, americano, lungo and filter coffee. In milk coffee we will talk about macchiato, cortado or piccolo, flat white, cappuccino and cafe latte. The names vary a lot around the world and recipes are not set in stone, but this overview should be a good starting point for you. Alright, so today we'll be talking about the coffee, most of the coffees that are made on this machine, that is espresso machine. And we'll start perhaps with the basic, but the most important one, and that's espresso. So, Tommy, are you ready? Let's make espresso?
I'm ready, let's do it.
Single espresso, single shot, or just an espresso is served in a small cup, and as you can see, there are actually two espresso shots being produced at a time, each from one spout. The volume is usually around 20 to 30 milliliters or grams because we prefer to weight coffee. In our case, it's 21 grams. It's a very intense, concentrated beverage with a rich taste and smooth structure. Before you drink it, it's good to stir it so all the layers mix before you taste it. If you want to drink a little more coffee but with the same intensity, just order a double espresso or espresso doppio. It's the same recipe, the only difference is that Barista uses a bigger cup, usually the one for a cappuccino, to capture espresso shots from both spouts. The benefit is that the price is usually better than if you order two single espressos. Americano is basically a diluted espresso for those who prefer less intense coffee. You can expect it to be served in a cappuccino cup. The barista first adds around 100 to 100 milliliters of water and then pull an espresso shot. Coffee remains the flavor characteristics of espresso, but the intensity is milder. Lungo is a longer espresso, which you can produce by adjusting the grinder and running a longer shot. It's usually 30 to 40 grams, or as Tommy does at Večerka, by adding extra hot water next to a regular espresso that the customer dilutes to her preferred taste. The last black coffee alternative is filter coffee or batch brew. It doesn't really fit this topic since it doesn't come from an espresso machine, but it's a fine option for somebody who wants to drink a big cup of black coffee. The flavor is usually more refined, less intense, and also develops as the coffee cools down. Okay, so now we talk about most of the espresso drinks that are actually black coffee, which you combine only with hot water or you drink it straight away as it comes from the machine. But I think in most of the coffee shops, and including Večerka, actually most of orders goes for milk coffees. Is it correct?
Yeah, it's right.
Cappuccino is arguably the most popular coffee drink in the world. It consists of a single shot of espresso and foam milk. The ratio between these two varies from kefir to kefir and depends on the cups of their choice. Usually cups are around 150 to 100 milliliters, what creates a nice balance between coffee and milk. Latte art shows the skills of the barista, the precision of their steaming technique, and also can make your day a little bit better. If you want to taste more coffee, your option is espresso macchiato. It's served in a small espresso cup where you mix a single shot of espresso with just a little bit of foam milk. The ratio is usually between 1 to 1 and 1 to 2. Cortado, sometimes also called piccolo, is a small milk espresso drink often served in a glass cup. It mixes a single shot of espresso with a foam milk in 100 to 120 milliliters cup. Flat white. A very popular espresso milk drink coming from Australia and New Zealand is called flat white. It mixes a double shot of espresso with a foam milk in a cup for cappuccino or even smaller. Flat white gives you a bigger kick from double espresso and also more coffee flavor. If you want to drink more milk and less coffee, your option is cafe latte. It's served in a relatively big cups, around 300 milliliters, and it mixes a single shot of espresso and foam milk. Okay, so now we went through all the espresso-based drinks you can order in the coffee shop. So let's summarize them for you once more. Espresso is an intense short coffee served in a small espresso cup. In specialty coffee shops, you can expect between 20 to 25 grams per espresso shot. Double espresso is basically 2 espressos served in one bigger cup. You should know that some coffee shops serve only double espresso. Americano is espresso diluted with hot water, served in a bigger cup. Lungo is a longer and less intense espresso, often served with hot water on the side, so you can dilute it to your preferred taste. Filter coffee is a black coffee alternative that is not based on espresso. Rather, you brew it by hand or with a batch brewer. Espresso macchiato is the smallest milk espresso drink served in an espresso cup. The coffee to milk ratio is around 1 to 2. Cortado is a single espresso with foam milk, often served in a glass cup. The coffee to milk ratio is around 1 to 4. Flat white is a double espresso with foam milk. The coffee to milk ratio is similar to Cortado, around 1 to 4, but you get more caffeine and a bigger drink. Cappuccino is a single espresso with foam milk. The coffee to milk ratio is around 1 to 6 or 1 to 7. Cafe latte is a single espresso with foam milk served in a big cup. The coffee to milk ratio is around 1 to 14. Now that you know the basics, do you wonder what's the most popular coffee drink at Večerka? Based on all the orders this year, 32% went to black coffee and 68% went to milk coffee. The most popular black coffee was actually not espresso, but a batch brew with 16%. It was followed by espresso with a little over 7%, and Americano and doppio got equally around 4%. When it comes to milk coffees, the clear winner is cappuccino with over 37%, which is actually more than all black coffees combined, followed by flat white with 16% and cafe latte with 11%. Both cortado and macchiato got between 1 and 2%. Now, we know there are more espresso-based drinks that we didn't mention, but we have already dedicated videos for drinks like espresso tonic or Freddo espresso. So check them out and we'll see you in the next video very soon. Thank you, bye bye.